Hi, it's me again. I forgot to give some bio information about what I actually do and why I'm talking about animals, and some curriculum goals for the Animals Module. So here I am again. We run my husband and I run a market garden on about 1 acre currently. It's a young food forest polyculture. There's not much to see. Because it's the middle of winter. It goes back behind a couple of buildings. That's some spoiled hay neighborhoods. But let's see. We are scaling up. It took us a while to earn the trust of all the multiple stakeholders in our family, and we're going to be expanding to 12 acres where we'll do more silvopastoral, agroecology hedges, animal rotation, and I've just lived at various places with animal husbandry, but I very much am a permaculture generalist. One interesting thing from my perspective too is that we run the local farmers market, and I'm on the city council. It's a very small town of 1,000 people, so it's not a super big deal, but there's a lot of legalities having to do with selling eggs, raising animals in the city, processing license, stuff like that, and that's just something I've had to get more and more into. But I also want to demonstrate behind me. This is a system. It's a portable chicken paddock, supposedly, but we're going to scrap this and scale up quite a bit. So I don't know if you'll see them coming out. But basically, what we've learned from the system is that there's no way to have your chickens out in the garden in the wintertime and then put them away in the spring, because they'll just always remember, and they're very entitled, and they'll come and do a lot of damage to your gardens. And as the primary gardener and doing a lot of work by hand and small tools, it's very frustrating to have to repeat a lot of work. So what we're going to do is we're going to move them out to a separate area further away from the main gardens, where we'll be doing mostly trees and shrubs, and then also have a fatter breed, just so they can't fly out of the fence as much. So, I mean, we've got an electric fence here. Let's see here. And we found, I can't really do that super well, but it's on now. It took us a while to figure out why it wasn't working, and it's so dry here in Oklahoma at different times of the year that the actual ground needed to be kept wetter for the electric fence to work. So that was whole months where we lost that. And plus our breeds are lighter weight, and so they can fly over this. This is no problem for them. They come out every day. And so basically it's not a paddock system, because they're not actually beating down all of the different vegetation in here and working it over. They're just sleeping there and then flying out and getting into everything else during the day, which isn't bad. But guinea fowls should be the ones that are out in the food forest getting into things, because they cause a little less damage with the garden beds. So, bigger, fatter breed that can't fly as much. Do not let them ever see where your garden is if you don't have a fence around it to manage it, and also just a much more portable system. I think my husband just took those wheels off of that completely, but bigger wheels, just so it can work over the terrain as much. But we kind of gave up on rotating it just because the chickens were flying out every day, so they weren't actually doing the paddock system and rejuvenating site by site as they went along anyway. Learning goals. My hands are freezing, so I'll get to that. But you will learn basically how to look at animal needs from various different perspectives. You will also have the basics of intensive grazing systems down, although of course that differs climate by climate, and there's a lot of different variables with that. You'll also know generally what wildlife are coming to your site, how to attract them or direct them to different places, and you'll know some basics about beneficial insects and how they can help you in the garden too. So with that, I'm signing off.